Welcome to Bonehead. I'm Joe Lewis.
Dead air.
No, I'm waiting on the shades over here to start talking.
What? Who are you, Roy Orbison? Orbison?
James Thomas.
Yeah.
I can't come up with a name, so I'm just going to...
What's your infirmary?
That's my name.
I'd like to introduce you to Joe Lewis, James Thomas,
And Shakes over here.
Shakes the Clown, and welcome to
So
Bonehead.
if you're Shades and I'm Shake, does that make him shit?
Oh,
Shinola. He's Shinola. We can't tell the difference, though.
the cups are back. For you all out there commenting about the cups,
I
there
don't
are
have a
some-
damn cup.
Well, that's because
Everybody that
you
counts
know
has a cup.
what? You know what? When you're a closer, you
I
get
was
a
getting ready to say because I'm not a closer.
when you're a closer, you get a cup. All right. So this episode is going to be fantastic. The reason being is we're going to defend what, Chad?
Crap.
Crappity crap. I mean dung
Yeah.
on the bottom of your foot. Entertainment.
Just movies that you shouldn't waste your time on, but we did, and we recommend that you do too.
Haley's behind the screen playing with a kitty cat. She's just a wonderful producer, so thank you so much. She's already bored, not even looking through the camera anymore or listening to any of this.
So what we are going to talk about is movies that suck
That we enjoy.
we still will watch because we like the movie.
Right, absolutely.
There you go. That's what
Absolutely.
we're
This
doing.
has probably been the episode I've been waiting for the most anticipation
That's
to
because
do.
you like a lot of stuff that sucks.
Yeah,
this is
Chad
true.
had, out of the three of us, I mean, it was a dead heat between James and Chad, but I think Chad wins
Oh,
out.
Chad wins. I literally had to think about it, whereas Chad was like, I gotta edit this list down.
I
I
spent
got it
days-
in 2 minutes.
I
I had
spent-
every movie I was going to talk about in 2 minutes.
I spent days, and to go ahead and get started, Chad tried to get me to talk about a movie that he's right, I do remember loving, called The Wrong Guys, and I rewatched it and realized that it's a piece of shit. So I don't like The Wrong Guys now.
Louis Anderson's best
Louis
work.
Anderson, Richard Lewis, Richard Belzer, John Goodman were in this. Ernie Hudson's in this.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, Ernie Hudson's one of the other criminals with them. The other comedian, I can't remember his name, that's in Deadwood.
Franklin AJ?
Yeah, Franklin A.J. Tim Thomerson, who was Doll Man. I was looking it up, and the writer-director of this wrote it with another guy, but he wrote it for any of you. I was like, why is all these comedians and Tim Thomerson in
The
this?
Flash's Tim Thomerson.
These guys wrote Trancers, and if you're Full Moon fans, and Trancers is a halfway watchable film with Helen Hunt.
Yeah.
Almost just slightly better than, I was trying to think of As Good as It Gets.
As good as it gets. That movie about the guy in the iron lung.
Well, anyway, so just to get started, he reminded me of it.
Helen Hunt movies.
I know. I watched it, and it sucks. So I realized
give me
that the thing is you went back and watched some. You went back and watched some. I am not, because I'm afraid that I'll hate some of them.
Yeah, and a couple of the movies that I'm bringing up, you can't even find anymore.
No,
They're like-
yeah.
Yeah,
They're so bad that they won't even put them into print anymore. That's how bad Chad's tastes are.
All right. Do you want me to go ahead and get started? Or you want me to
Please.
start? All right. So for my number one, this is something I rewatch probably once every 6 months or once a year. It is Deep Rising. Now, Deep Rising is a really bad movie,
yes.
but I love it. And I truly love it. And actually, it hasn't really gotten bad for me. And I think what it is there's several movies on my list that I really like. They all have really great casts.
Yeah.
I want to read this cast off to you. A lot
Hold
of these
on.
people before they were famous.
Deep Rising, or as I like to call it, Tremors in the ocean.
Well, it was originally entitled Tentacle. That was what it was called when it was being made in the script.
that would have helped this movie.
Yeah, well, at least you know. So, to give you a short synopsis before I read off the crew, Deep Rising, it stars Treat Williams. Yes, Treat Williams.
TV's Treat Williams.
Named after the famous meat.
Yeah, spam. Anyway, and whoever thought, let's put Treat Williams in a big budget action horror film, and that'll bring him into the crowds. Nothing against Treat Williams, I like him, but, not so much. what was I saying?
The cast.
The cast. All right, it's about this. He plays a guy. These people are attacking an ocean liner for some reason, so they can sink it because the guy that had the ocean liner built is losing money and wants the insurance money. But before they get there, the ocean liner is taken over by these tentacles that basically drink people. They suck them and then spit out their bones. Right?
Yep.
All right. This is the cast. It's directed by Stephen Sommers. He went on to direct both of those mummy movies that people enjoy. I'm not a huge fan. G.I. Joe, not a very good adaptation of G.I. Joe.
Ruined my childhood along
Odd
with Michael
Thomas
Bay.
may very well be his best movie.
Yeah, that may be true.
Odd Thomas is probably his best film. Anyway, Stephen Sommers. Famke Janssen from the X-Men. Anthony Held. He was on a lot of television, right? Great actor. Jason Fleming. Jason Fleming is in a ton of things. He was Bruiser. He's a star of Bruiser we were talking about last week. With
Every
George Romero.
Matthew Vaughn movie made, he's in it at some
point throughout it. Cliff Curtis, who is in Fear the Walking Dead right now. He's the guy. Jimon Hansu, who went on to be in Amistad just a few months later.
And Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Wes Studi, who is a famous Native American actor, right? He was in Geronimo. He played Geronimo.
So he jumped out of planes the whole movie?
Oh my God!
Thank you. I'm
Kevin,
here all
and
night.
my favorite one in here is Kevin J. O'Connor, who's actually in almost all of Stephen Sommers' films as well.
Yep.
And he plays Joey, a funny character. I don't know why I love it, but I do. I just enjoy the hell out of it. I enjoy the humor. I just think it's a lot of fun. I actually don't care for Stephen Sommers' other films. To me, this is my favorite one. I'm not a big fan of his Mummy films. They're not really the Mummy. They're basically his ripoff of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I just don't understand why you even like a movie about space leeches or water leeches.
They are not in
Is there a
space.
movie
They're
about space
clearly. We're going to write it now.
Yes.
What's wrong with it? Have you ever seen it?
Yeah, I've watched it with you.
Yes.
Well, didn't you think it was an opus?
No.
No, I mean,
Can you define opus?
it may have
The
been
Phantom.
It may,
That's an opus.
Dude, Phantoms is the bomb.
No, not Phantoms. The Phantom.
Oh, don't you ruin my list before we get there.
Really damn Zane.
No, what I was gonna say is it may be an opus, but it's not a magnum one. No, it's
No, it's a magnum opus, meaning you should pull out a magnum and shoot the damn thing.
No, Magnum, as in it has a huge member. Keep going.
Oh my God. No, it's.
Oh my
a
God,
B
you are
movie.
already shut up.
Yeah.
It's a B movie.
You
It's-
already shut
Well,
up.
yeah, that's a B movie, but I made this point before. Alien's a B movie with an A budget.
But
Well,
it's
I'm not-
good.
I'm
So is
not-
Deep Rising.
No, it's not.
just- well, it's fun.
It's
I saw
No,
it.
it's
I'll
not
give you
fun.
it's
It is fun. I actually
give you
saw it in the
fun.
theater twice when it came out. No joke.
I'll give you that you donated more money to that than most other people.
I saw it more than the people who were in it.
Treat Williams is going to see this at some point, we hope. Hey, Treat.
I don't know.
No,
why.
Treat Williams sits at his home, watches Dead Heat, The Phantom,
Dead Heat, by the way, is
and Deep Rising on a loop and cries, "What did I do to my career?"
Dead
What
Heat,
did-
by the well, that is
Too
true. He's
close?
in all three of those.
Yes.
Yeah, the Phantom did not do well either.
No,
No.
What have you done, Treat?
a villain who had no
Tastes
purpose,
delicious.
who just we'll talk about the Phantom at a later date. That stupid microscope still drives me nuts.
All right. We don't have all day, and we have tons.
We have all day.
Let's go on to our next.
Well, it's nighttime, so I guess we don't have all
Well, you
day.
just go!
You,
He's
jeez.
angry.
It's because he doesn't get to talk that much.
Well, yeah, but whatever he does, it's frontier gibberish. Nobody understands anything he says. Oh, look at me, I'm Dr. Thomas. And he's got his hand up a cat's ass.
Yeah. All
What
right.
kind of man does that?
Spot.
We have, there are a couple of our Twitter and Facebook fans who have asked, why do you constantly have your hand up that cat's butt?
This is a true story. Spot requires suppositories that have to be held in place for 1 hour. That's a true story. Look it up. That's a documentary.
What's your next movie?
All right, so the first movie. Oh my God, so close.
But yet so close.
So the first movie I'm going to bring up is a comedy.
Go ahead.
Oh, Titanic.
No, oh yes, it is a comedy. A comedy of error. Whoa. No, Young Einstein, starring the very famous Yahoo serious.
Now, when you use the word very in front of famous,
He made a whole 3 movies.
that's more than us.
That's more than us.
That's true.
Who is mostly famous for suing Yahoo in 2000 for copyright infringement. And
Those rat bastards.
And then the case getting kicked out, if I remember correctly, for the fact that he is not using Yahoo, the name Yahoo, to make money.
What about Sirius? Sirius.
So, what Young Einstein is, it is a complete retelling of the history of Albert Einstein.
Now, when you say retelling,
meaning Albert Einstein is a bushwhacker who lives in Tasmania.
are there devils?
There are Tasmanian devils who look a lot like another movie we're going to be bringing up later on in the episode.
Oh, I can't wait.
But he creates E equals MC squared because he wants to put bubbles in beer. Because all the beers up until that point were flat. So he created E equals MC squared as a result of wanting to put bubbles into a beer.
Young Joe Lewis saw this at Fugate Cinema in Hazard, Kentucky when he was a kid. His mother took him.
Ooh, somebody wants free tickets.
Well, no. Well, they closed.
Oh.
They're closed. They
Again,
me no good.
still wanting
I think Mom wanted me out of the house as they were going through their divorce. But yeah, keep on going. Make fun of my childhood.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, how in the hell did he get this greenlit? Do you know?
No, I have no idea. But there was a whole campaign about this movie. He actually interviewed himself on 60 Minutes, on 60 Minutes.
True? I didn't know that.
This is true. In promoting Young Einstein, which was supposed to be, and they even built this as he was going to be the next big thing.
He was going to be the next Paul Hogan.
No. There's only one Paul Hogan. I will stab you in the throat.
No, I'm not saying.
Shut up, James.
And that's Kevin J. O'Connor. Keep going.
No, but there's so he was going to be the next big thing, and this movie came out, and it flopped.
Did it really?
I believe it flopped.
I didn't know that.
Because, after that, the next two movies were straight to video. Reckless Kelly and...
Which is a takeoff of Ned Kelly, the famous Australian thug. Robber person.
And then...
he was played by Mick Jagger in a movie in the 70s, FYI.
Yeah, I believe his last movie was something called Mr. Accident, which I have never seen.
I have seen it for sale years ago, several years ago.
Oh, well, you've seen it for sale.
I saw
lovely story, James.
He saw Plutonium for sale once. What's your point?
He went into a Best Buy and saw a DVD.
No, I had to stock the shelves with it, actually. It was in the $3 bin when I worked at a store. And actually,
A store.
I'm trying not to. I don't want to say the name until they give me a kickback.
Oh, that's true. True.
So
I take back everything I said about you. Fugate Cinema.
Epic. This is an epic story that James is telling.
It's brilliant. That hashtag Let James Speak crowd really knows. Really, the taste.
Actually, now, and I was going to say this, there's now a new hashtag that's going to get started. I've been warned it's going to be Let Spot Speak. So obviously they're developing.
He would if he didn't have a hand up his ass.
Right now, all I can say is...
It's actually all he's got to talk about.
But anyway, so
you still enjoy it?
I watched it today, and there were several parts where I laughed out loud. Not to mention the fact that the love interest in the movie is Madame Curie.
Is it really?
Yes.
I don't remember any of that.
It's Madame Curie.
I saw it when I was a kid.
And she is way more attractive in that movie than she was in real life.
Who plays Madame Curie?
Someone, I don't remember the actress's name, but she's not. She basically all she did was Young Einstein.
Well, if you got to go out,
go out on top.
Yeah, you got to go out.
Well, maybe nobody remembers, but yeah.
Yeah. So Young Einstein, I believe it came out in 1988, which a lot of the movies I'm going to bring up today happened to come out in 1988.
I'm the same thing. I don't know about 88, but I have. Well, actually, The Wrong Guys came out in 88.
Yeah, which 1988 is my best year because one of my favorite movies of all time, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, came out that year as well.
Oh, okay.
So.
We'll talk about that POS later.
Yeah. Oh,
snappity snap.
I love Zemeckis and Roger Rabbit. I'm just joking.
All right, James. I guess we're gonna let you speak for 1 second.
Oh my God! So if y'all
nobody cares. Sorry for everybody.
You want to take this one? Shut up, you fansuck Dewberry.
A fansuck Dewberry. We've never heard that one before.
You're holding it backwards. They need to see the front of it if they're watching this on video.
If you're listening to us on iTunes,
all they're gonna say is,
"Oh my God!"
Right now, I'm showing my nipples.
I was trying to do a reveal.
Did you see it?
But
No, because you're listening to us on iTunes.
Anyway, this movie actually, I do enjoy this movie. Nobody probably is going to have heard about this movie. It is the story of mankind. It's only an hour and a half.
Why isn't it humankind or womankind?
Because this was made.
It's a really sexist title.
It was made in 1957. Here's the true story about this, if I can get it out before they jump on me. It is based on a history book that was first published in 1921. Irvin Allen, who went on to create Lost in Space, Poseidon Adventure, all this other stuff.
I'm back.
One of his first movies. This actually was he had made documentaries, and he was a PR guy.
I loved Erwin Keyes and I've got nothing funny to say. Keep going.
I actually preferred Erwin R. Shyster.
Nobody cares about you people.
IRS.
Anyway.
That's good.
Anyway.
Erwin Keyes was an actual actor. He's dead now.
Erwin R. Shyster was an actual wrestler.
Oh my god.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Came out in a suit and tie and kicked ass.
I wish he'd show up right now and kick your...
Anyway, continue with your movie.
This movie is famous for no reason nobody knows about it. But Vincent Price plays the devil. And it's
Because
actually...
he was a Satanist. It's well known.
That's not true. One of the best parts
He
about
had
this
a weird
movie...
thing with apples.
What the hell's wrong with you?
You know what I'm talking
We
about.
met Victoria Price and she told us all about it.
No, but
That
Vincent
he had
Price...
sexual relation with apples?
Oh my god.
I mean,
Do
I'm not saying I did
besmirch-
hear it, but I'm not saying I didn't hear it either.
Do not besmirch the name of Vincent Price. He was in Dead Heat. Leave him alone.
Treat.
When he got
William,
really
Will.
when he got
And all
really,
Joe
Yeah.
Piscopo.
when he got
and
really
Debbie.
randy, he brought out the caramel.
Ooh, caramel.
I
Keep
knew I
going.
wasn't going to be able to talk about this. Story of Mankind, made by Irvin Allen. It was his first major feature, and he literally paid the actors between $2,000 and $2,500 to be in it.
That's a lot of money, especially if you had to hear all in ones.
Well, what's funny about it is he didn't have anybody.
How
from
much is
North-
that after cost of inflation,
God.
James?
I'll let you get through your crap
I
speeches.
know, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
We're really just trying to aggravate two people.
I know. I
Dog
know.
Butters and Miranda. Shout out to our
The
fans.
planet.
But
The planet.
Miranda?
Miranda. Yeah, I know Serenity, but
Yeah.
oh god. Anyway,
bunch of freaking nerds.
hashtag blessed. Anyway,
Love you, Dog Butters.
Vincent Price plays the devil, but the movie has so many cameos. Hedy Lamarr is in it.
It's Headley.
Headley!
No, it's not. It also has Dennis Hopper as Napoleon.
They
It
were
has
short.
Groucho Marx as Minuet, the guy that traded beads for Manhattan. It has Chico as
And the man.
as Isaac Newton.
Yeah.
It has literally...
I read the cover.
Oh my god, it has all these great cast in it. But this is a true story. It's 40% stock footage. And he would pay somebody.
Just like this episode.
He would film for them for like 30, 40 minutes, let them go. The best scene in it, he only has 2 lines. Peter Lorre plays Nero. And he starts with, here's an orgy.
Nero. Faro. Wherever you are. -o.
Nero. Now, wasn't he with Lawrence Fishburne trying to fight that Matrix?
I hate you all. Anyway, he plays Nero. He only
I
has
think that
2
Nero
lines.
Faro thing maybe
And
is slightly funnier than we gave it credit
The
for.
best part about it is
Probably not,
he
though.
kicks off an orgy, which this movie taught me what an orgy was. It's when it's when you throw flowers at other people.
Wait, what's the thing
That's-
that lives under a bridge?
That's a
really
threesome.
hate you. How many people are under that bridge? Anyway, no, that literally is a scene, and then he laughs while it literally cuts to. It's obvious just him on a soundstage, and they flicker the lights, and it's supposed to be Rome burning. It's a great movie because of who's in it. Vincent Price as the devil is perfect. That being said, I enjoy watching it. It's not a great film, but I stop every time it's on. So that would be one, Story of Mankind.
Wait, when is it ever on?
4 a.m. on American Movie Classics is some other show. But if you turn to the right channel, you might be able to find it.
'Cause I've never run into that.
I've never run into it either.
The other part about it is so he made it and didn't have a studio, and then he took the list of names of people that were in it and went, hey, I made a movie with these people. And Warner Brothers picked it up because they were like, oh my God, with that cast, it'll be huge. It was not.
All right.
We're back to you.
All right. So
Funno.
it'll be a cold day in hell. I take lip from a skinhead.
Oh!
So.
Hey, we're gonna lose our skinhead audience if you keep comparing them to Chad.
Well,
I
that's
just want to
true.
draw a clown on the top of it and just
Let
look
your
at the
hate
can.
out, audience. Let your hate out. Anyway, so I was actually going to talk about a movie, but I think we probably should talk about Dead Heat because it's come on 3 times.
I don't see why we don't.
Yeah, so I'll talk about Dead Heat. I don't have it on my
You're
list.
gonna bring the whole treat. Your whole treat. Williams
Once
list?
again, let's keep up with the Treat Williams train.
Oh my!
Chugga, chugga,
What a
chugga,
treat!
Chugga, chugga, chugga. Treat Williams.
I like
and
that meat.
There's a movie called Dead Heat. It's directed by, I can't remember. He was the cinematographer for the Terminator and a bunch of other films. It's written by
This actually is going to be a Robert Picardo episode too. Continue.
Yeah, it was written by the brother of Shane Black. Shane Black's a famous writer, director. I can't remember his name, but last name Black. Anyway,
That's
so
a great
Dead
help.
Heat, it starred Joe Piscopo and Treat Williams as
Yeah.
2 cops. It's Roger Mortis,
Yeah. Oh shoot.
and I can't remember the other
can't
one.
remember.
They get killed and they get brought back to life. But here's the reason why this movie is fun. Not only is it kind of funny, but it has another one of those great casts, like I was talking about with you were talking about with your movie, and I was
Yeah.
talking about with Deep Rising. Vincent Price is in it before he died. Joe
No,
Piscopo.
Vincent Price was in it before he died, as opposed to those films they made where they're like, "Wheel him out, boys!"
Hey, it's
He
better.
was in some. He was in some that came out after
After
he
he
was
died,
dead.
that's
That's
true.
true.
And in terms of
Several
Joe
years.
Piscopo, Dead Heat better than Johnny Dangerously.
Oh, somewhere out there, Kevin Shelton right now is crying. He's quoting it. He shoots through schools. Yeah, yeah. You invaded my fire-getting rights. Yeah, fire-getting court suckers. Anyway, moving right along.
4
Let's-
people are rolling. in
Yeah.
those
Right now,
references.
Darren McGavin's in it,
Darren
and we
McGavin?
all 3 of us, we don't agree with everything, but
Kolchak.
Darren McGavin, right?
Yeah.
The Night Stalker. As the father, you would know him as the father in the Christmas Story. That's Darren McGavin. He was in a ton of things before the Christmas Story, but that's probably what he'll be remembered for
Yeah.
from this point on. Who else is another one? That's 3. There seems like there's one more I'm missing.
I don't-
Anyway, Dead Heat's a lot of fun if you
Robert
get a chance.
Picardo.
Robert Picardo's in it. So if you get a chance, check out Dead Heat. That's all I'm going to say.
So you want me going?
Yeah, absolutely, because I don't think either the 3... Oh, the cat just knocked something off. And we're shooting this live. Thanks, you fuzzy little friend of the family.
Ooh, burn.
I
Solid
tried-
burn.
I was told
You
when
just
we...
can't trust cats.
I was told by our producer and you all... Stop making out with him. That I had to
I know, I'll
keep
catch
this
something.
PG-13. So keep going, you shit-faced monkey toy.
So I'm gonna go holidays on my next topic. Probably, without a doubt, the best Easter movie ever made. You know,
Greatest story ever told.
yeah, no, and screw Ben-Hur, screw the 10 Commandments. We're talking about Critters 2.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It is a solid Easter movie.
It is a solid Easter movie.
now we're
Mick
not-
Garris.
Yeah, Mick Garris, who longtime collaborator with Stephen King,
Yeah.
which we'll be doing a whole episode on.
I've met him, and he's a really nice guy, even
Oh.
though the pretty person behind me he wanted to talk to more than
Yeah.
me. I can't imagine why.
Joe, I'll be honest. Right now, if whoever was behind you was here, I would be talking to
He
them.
was very nice, but I could tell that the blonde behind me was a little had his attention more. Keep
Yeah.
going.
It's also not only did Mick Garris wrote it, he also co-wrote it with David Toohey, which I'm probably butchering that name.
Toy Tui, who did
But,
a great movie called Pitch,
Pitch
Black.
Black and Riddick.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to talk about Chronicles of Riddick, but he did that as well.
Yeah, but Pitch Black definitely.
But Critters 2, by far the best Easter movie ever made. And you know, we're not going to talk about the sequel. This is one of the few examples of
the sequel's being better.
it is the Empire Strikes Back of the 5 Critters movies.
Why is it Empire Strikes Back? The Empire Strikes Back.
Because it's not a Critters
Hold on.
movie.
Why is it Citizen Kane? The Citizen Kane.
Because neither one of those had critters in it, and that's what those movies
You
are
know what?
missing.
I could make another argument about another obscure film that I like the sequel better than I do the original.
What's that?
And it's another New World picture from the 80s. House 2.
Oh, House 2's so much infinitely better.
House 2, The Other Story, is a better movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going. I'm so sorry.
So anyway, what Critters... If you don't know what Critters is about,
It's about.
Then you
critters.
should eat a bullet.
it is a race.
Why the hell have you not put that gun in your mouth?
Critters is actually a
Chicken
race of
shit.
aliens called Cretans or Cretans.
Krites.
Krites.
You totally screwed it up.
Sorry, Krites.
Krites.
And I actually
Wasn't
watched it
that
today.
Wasn't that something that Jimmy Olsen used to yell on Superman?
Crate!
Crate, Lois!
But they're little porcupiney little aliens that roll up into balls, and they basically devour whatever's in front of them, and they shoot poisonous quills out their butts. Not their butts, their backs. But I like to say
Let's
butts.
say you do like to say butts.
I like to say butts.
You do.
But this is a great movie that not everybody has seen.
Great?
Yes, great. I watched it today, and I could not stop watching it.
It's not James Colburn. Who's the actor in that? Plays the sheriff.
Oh, the one from. I was actually going to look up his name, but he was in a No Country for Old Men.
Yeah,
I believe he was
Barry Corbin.
Thank you.
Yeah, War Games. Barry Corbin.
I'm gonna go with that because I don't know the guy's name.
It's Barry Corbin. Yeah.
Okay, but so
Haley's checking it now, but it's Barry Corbin.
Barry Corbin is in this movie.
I told you, Barry Corbin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
He forgot the face of his father, but he knows Barry Corbin.
Oh my God, the Dark Tower premieres this weekend. Keep
stars
going.
Anyway, it stars a kid who went on to become he's not a famous actor, but he's
a working actor.
He's a working actor.
Which
and you
is-
go, oh, it's him. But he's mostly known for he plays Steve Smith, the son of in the animated show American Dad. So this movie just was. I watched it today, and I could not leave my seat. That's how enthralled I was into the plot of this crap movie. And I mean, there's one scene where there's bounty hunters, space bounty hunters who are hunting the critters, and they take on, they're chameleons basically. They take on the form of whatever they see.
Right.
But there's one who just cannot seem to make up his mind what he wants to change into.
There's a Freddy Krueger joke right before.
Yeah, there's a Freddy Krueger joke.
Yeah. Both from New Line.
Yeah. But he transforms into a Playboy playmate, and once he transforms, he actually he's looking at a magazine, and he has the staple across his belly. This is comedy gold. Nobody ever thought of this.
This is comedy gold, and she's topless.
And she's topless.
Who was the playmate? I don't remember. I remember loving the scene when I was a kid.
Yes. I don't remember. I looked up her name today.
I can hear Haley giggling on the other side of the camera.
She has a really long name that I can't pronounce.
Oh, well, maybe I'm just hearing voices.
But she actually died really young.
Oh,
yeah.
So unfortunate.
Yeah.
She was not.
She only did a handful of movies.
Well, at least she got to do Critters too.
But anyway,
Mick Garris.
Yeah, Mick Garris. I cannot talk enough about how I could go on for a whole episode about how great this movie was, especially the scene where the Easter Bunny gets eaten from the inside out by these critters.
They all get together and make a giant critter ball that rolls and just tears it, and there's a skeleton left.
They roll over a guy, and what's left is a quivering skeleton, which, if you go back to episode 1, I have a problem with, because there's no way a skeleton would be moving without muscle.
Oh, yeah. Argue with Mick Garris. Mick Garris, who gave us The Stand. Mick Garris, who gave us... Right, well, we'll get to that in our Stephen King episode.
Yeah, we'll get that
later.
in our Stephen King episode, because Mick Garris and Stephen King, like this.
Like that, yeah.
So that's my second movie is Critters 2. And
The New Batch.
Yeah.
Is it called... or is that Gremlins 2?
That's Gremlins 2.
Critters 2 is the main course.
Yeah, that's right. Which, by the way, two of the movies I'm going to be bringing up. Two of the movies I'm going to be bringing up later on have two of the best taglines of movies I've ever heard. James.
All right.
James is not a good tagline.
No, it
Dead Space, James.
Tag your
Dead Air.
Dead Air.
Dead Air. Dead Space.
Dead
Space is a video game that ripped off John Carpenter.
That may be true. Yes, that is true. All right. My second film, and I love this film.
Oh, God.
Titan A.E. Roger Ebert actually said it was one of the movie that we needed to see.
Yeah, but he's dead.
Yeah, and it's not like he did anything.
Yeah,
who does Joe think he is?
What he write?
Anyway,
Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, or
Beyond the Valley of the Shadow of the Dolls.
That's further than we've ever made it. We didn't even make it to the Valley of the Dolls.
We didn't even see those dolls. We didn't even see a valley.
No,
we didn't know how green it was.
Oh my God.
There's 3 John Ford fans out there going, "Oh my God, John Ford!"
I'm going west of Eden. Anyway,
what does that say on the front? This is the movie Star Wars fans have been waiting for. Yeah. I'm sure that wasn't true.
No, it says on the front of it, "This is shit. You really shouldn't pick this up."
I hope Critters 2 burns every copy and y'all never get to watch it again. God,
that's just wrong.
Yeah.
Why are you so mean?
I'm trying to get something out. Maybe this is...
Well, you probably need to bend over.
Why? Your mother here?
Oh!
Titan AE.
Solid score for James Thomas.
Because she's a hood.
Love you, ma'am. Titan AE.
So we gotta quit throwing quarters at her. She's going blind.
God. All right. Anyway,
My mom does not have a sense of humor about this. She's not going to find any of that.
Titan AE. Matt Damon does the voice. Drew Barrymore's in it. Bill Pullman, John Leguizamo. Basically, the plot is it's an animated
So
film.
it sounds like a 90s B film.
Yeah, Matt Damon never went on to do any A films.
Hold on, did you just say the plot of the movie is it's an animated movie?
No.
Did you just say that?
I was trying to go on, but I keep getting interrupted.
Let
All
his
right.
heart go on.
Why don't y'all go gargle some vinegar or something? Anyway,
Because your mom's got it all.
the mom jokes overfloweth, just like Joe's mom. Anyway,
She's making pickles.
oh my God, and we've lost every fan we had. All 5 of them.
I was going to say Joe's mom's the only fan we have.
Don't worry.
Had enough of this.
There wasn't room to make pickles.
Don't worry.
Not because of the 85 Bears.
She still likes me, don't worry. Titan AE, the plot to the film is the AE is after Earth. Earth gets destroyed by these aliens called the Dredge. And
Really?
yes, they're called the Dredge.
Okay. Unobtainium, you say.
That's better than unobtainium.
That
It's
is way
DREJ.
better than unobtainium.
What do you mean it's hard to get?
Why is it called that? 'Cause nobody has
Why
to
didn't
go-
we call it hard to get? Because Richard Grieco had hard to kill.
Anyway, the plot of the film, and Matt Damon voices the main character. He's a junker, basically does salvage, tears part, and humanity's dying off.
So this is the animated version of Space Truckers, is what you're saying.
Oh my God! Space Trucker, Stuart Gordon, Dennis Hopper,
It's an amazing movie.
Dennis Hopper,
Georgia Wentz in it.
Story of Mankind fame. Anyway, the world's been destroyed. They are getting ready to wipe out all of humanity. Humanity is considered the scum of the universe because they have nowhere to go. There's nothing left for them. And they basically have different colony ships, but they always are stuck doing low-key jobs. His father launched something called the Titan before he died.
I'm already confused.
Not to spoil the film, but basically it's a way to reestablish an Earth somewhere else and preserve.
Oh, that would be the AE.
No, AE stands for After Earth.
Nah, that's what I said. There's
Did you listen to
someplace
any of
else.
this? Anyway, it's a lot of fun.
I
I
read
love
the
the
Cliff
soundtrack on it. Cosmic Castaway by Electricity. Actually, I love that song. It was my theme
Are
song.
you just
for
saying
this.
words now?
No,
Okay.
if you all would pay attention and stop touching each other while the camera's not on you.
It's hard not to touch him. Look at those green shoes.
touching you! touching me! Anyway, Titan AE, a lot of fun. Animated film. I enjoy the heck out
I
of it.
think
really
they
do.
picked up on it being. Now,
It's
James, what kind of film is this again?
It's,
Did people?
oh, Don Bluth, by the way, did this. And if you're born in the 80s and you haven't heard of An American Tale,
The Secret of Nim should have scared the hell out of you.
Time.
A Land Before Time, Don Bluth did those. And Don Bluth had worked for Disney, broke
And I
away.
believe this was his last movie too, Titan AE.
He actually was working on something else. He is still alive. But this is his last
Give
one
it
that got
time.
major credit. Well, yeah. It comes for all of us. But, no, I like it. I stand by the soundtrack. Roger Ebert loved it. These people are just cynics that hate anything American. Go
That's
ahead,
not
Jeff.
true. That is true in Chad's point because he doesn't like concerts, fireworks. And we got some crap written about you about saying you didn't like guns.
Sorry.
Craig Dennis, hashtag can suck it. But anyway.
I'll get to Craig. Craig, you'll feel better by the end of this episode. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna do you a favor next.
Well,
Go ahead, Jeff.
I had to skip a little bit. So there's a movie that sucks. It's directed by Simon Windsor. And Simon Windsor directed Free Willy. Not probably a great film, but a huge hit. Quigley Down Under, a film I really like.
Yeah.
He directed... why can't I think of Lonesome Dove? He directed the Lonesome Dove miniseries, Operation Dumbo Drop. The Phantom with Treat Williams.
This is
Any
the Treat Williams episode.
I swear.
I don't
I wonder
think
if there's a
any of
way
my-
for Treat to see this.
I don't think any of my films have Treat Williams. Sorry.
Well, that's
Steve.
because they
There
all
has to be.
suck.
He does not like he's getting a lot of work.
However, this movie is called Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
Oh.
It stars Don Johnson and Skeet Ulrich. No, I'm joking.
Mickey Rourke.
It stars Don Johnson and Mickey Rourke. And Daniel Baldwin's in
Daniel
it.
Baldwin, even
And
though he doesn't
not-
really,
villain.
he
and
doesn't
nobody
really
else.
No, it also
okay,
who's the
okay.
guy that I can't remember his name. He's in Saving Private Ryan. He beat the crap out of his
Matt Damon?
No, he dated Heidi Fleiss.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Not Sizemore.
Tom Sizemore.
Tom Sizemore.
Yeah, Tom Sizemore's in it.
Yeah.
He's the main head exec. Anyway, Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man is a truly terrible film that I enjoy, and
And
for
I
some odd
enjoy it
reason,
as well.
I would give you the plot, but it doesn't make sense. They both ride motorcycles.
And the villains wear coats that are basically indestructible.
Yeah, Don Johnson plays the Marlboro Man, and Mickey Rourke plays, I guess, Harley.
Yeah.
And they both like to ride their bikes and do stupid things. But it has so many. It's so bad, but it has so many good quotable lines. Like, for example, it's better to be dead and cool than alive and uncool.
This is a true
I don't
story.
even know if that makes sense, but I enjoy it. I don't know why. It's not good. And
I'm
once
the
again,
same
I
way.
think it's the cast.
And I watched it.
Because I really think Don Johnson's a good actor.
I didn't watch it in preparation for this because I was too busy watching my own crap.
I didn't watch it for preparation either.
But,
I was just not for
But I
preparation.
watched it a few years
even
ago,
age.
and I knew it was crap. I'm like, this is awful, but I could not stop watching it.
I know. I don't know why. And some of the action's not too bad. It
No.
doesn't make a lot of sense. But have you ever seen it?
Oh, that was what I was going to say. This is true. I had a friend in high school, David Shin. If he's watching this,
If he's
like
watching
it,
this.
please. But anyway, David Shin.
Put down the revolver.
We all know Chin's not a real name.
Shin. Like, shut up! Shin. Anyway, he did this as a movie. We had to do a movie review for an honors English class, and that's
For
the movie
honors
that he picked.
English?
Yes, and he did a great job. And but he picked it intentionally because, of course, what would you not like? I did Blade Runner, I think, and that's what he did. He did that. So there you go. Shout out to
Really?
high school day. Yes, I think he got a relatively good grade on it.
Well, it's one of those
The
things.
honors English class in yours high school obviously had a different definition of honors.
Well, in all fairness, though, the other part about it, why that was probably brilliant, was, do you think the honors English teacher had seen it? I was like, oh God, I can't not. I mean, how are you going to critique it back unless you watch it?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I said, it's just one of those movies. If it's on, I'll watch it. It doesn't make a lick of sense. But once again, well, they're both good actors. Mickey Rourke's a good actor too. He's made some questionable choices, but
Yeah.
Don Johnson's a great actor.
The wrestler, Mickey
The
Rourke
wrestler,
is-
Don
is
Johnson.
beautiful.
Is it Cold in July?
It's
No,
not,
it's usually
not.
warm. It's
pretty
pretty
hot.
No. It's a movie.
Unless you're in,
I know you
Antarctica.
I know you guys are being dicks, but
No,
No,
it's
no.
usually hot in July.
Oh, yes, it's true.
Dexter's in it. Don Johnson. It's written by the guy that wrote Bubba Hotep,
Oh, Joe R. Lansdale.
Joe R. Lansdale. It's something cool. Anyway, I'll look it up and let you know. Check it out. It's a great movie with Don Johnson in it that nobody ever saw. We'll get to that in another episode of movies that no one's ever saw.
Yeah. So, okay.
Next up.
I have so many on my list, and we're not going to have time to get through them.
No, probably
So
not.
I'm just going to get to the two. I want to get the two
This
movies.
is going to probably be another episode later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get okay. So
Because I kind of like to get some audience feedback.
I'm going to put two movies that if you find a copy of, I will be impressed.
And he'll pay you $50. I've
will
already
not.
said it. He'll give you $50 American.
I will not.
Yes, he will.
So the first movie I'm going to bring
He's going to
up,
say he won't, but he'll give you $50 and half the meat in his freezer.
but this is one of these movies that has one of these taglines that you cannot say is not an epic tagline. The tagline being, "When you need a little head." I'm, of course, talking about...
I have that tagline on my desk, and I ended up in HR. So, there you go.
I am talking about the movie Shrunken Heads.
I've never seen it.
Have you seen Shrunken Heads?
I can honestly say I have not.
Is this a Charlie
Oh,
Band?
goody, I finally...
Is this a Charlie Band full moon?
I'm pretty sure it's a full moon.
Okay.
But it's actually directed by Richard Elfman. Now you say that Elfman name sounds familiar. That's because he is the older brother of Danny Elfman, famous Hollywood composer.
More importantly, Oingo Boingo.
Yeah, are they both in Oingo Boingo?
Richard Elfman was in Oingo Boingo too. I follow
Oingo
Richard
Boingo,
Elfman
because he
Elfman.
did a documentary. The only other movie he did, well, he did a few, but He did a documentary.
It's not called Forbidden Zone, but it's another one. It's a 80s cult film.
Yeah.
And he's actually been trying to make the sequel to it for years.
Yeah, and can't get the funding.
And can't get the funding, but he directed that as well.
Yeah.
And he does like a burlesque traveling roadshow thing where he plays a clown.
Right.
Look it up, oddly enough.
Yeah. So what Shrunken Heads is, it's about 3 boys who are bullied. And this movie could not get made today. With the environment that we're in, with guns.
Mm-hmm.
But these 3 boys are shot down by this gang of bullies. And this voodoo priest who was the neighbor of the main boy goes into the funeral home, cuts off their heads.
For the children.
Laughing at that
Because this is hilarious.
For the children.
And anyway, he resurrects their spirits in the forms of their shrunken heads. You see them on tin cans. Can't express how humorous this movie is.
No, you sure
So
can.
anyway, they float around seeking revenge for their deaths. It's actually somewhat of a comedy, believe it or not.
No, I believe it. Somewhat.
But it was just one of these. It's one of these movies I had fond memories of as a kid that I could not stop watching. And I watched it again. I could not find a copy of this movie to watch in preparation. So all I could really find was the trailer, and the trailer had all the scenes that I really remembered, like the scene where one of the heads flies through a windshield and into the guy's mouth, and he flies off the bridge and dies. Just, I cannot express how entertaining this movie was for me as a kid. I could probably watch it now and go, why did I talk about this movie at this podcast? But it was just, when we decided to talk about this topic, it was one of the first 2 movies that came to my head.
Well, I think that's a good idea because, like I said, I went back and watched The Wrong Guys, which was on my DVD shelf. I didn't even remember having it. Chad's the one that called me up and said I had it.
Yeah.
And I'm actually sad that I rewatched it because it ruined the memories I had of it. So it's probably good that you don't rewatch Shrunken Heads.
But every movie I've watched in preparation, I actually
But
really
it's
enjoy.
because you have excellent taste.
I know I do. Titanic. Shrunken Heads. Hey!
I wonder if they could hear my eyes rolling on the iTunes. Keep going.
Anyway.
By
Third
the way,
film.
James.
Flying Severed Heads, made me think of another movie that I liked and enjoyed. And it's not that it's a major part, but Cemetery Man. Not going to talk about that right now.
I was going to bring Cemetery Man up, but it's not a crappy movie.
Well, no, but people love Cemetery Man, and I've always thought it's a piece of crap and have absolutely no idea why people like it.
I enjoyed it.
It's
thoroughly.
It's based on an Italian comic book series, and
I've never liked it.
It's it's a very uneven film and made on no budget.
No budget.
You can see the string when the severed head flies and all that stuff. But it's about a cemetery where people come back from the dead,
life, yeah.
and Rupert Everett plays the caretaker that has to
Deal with
Della Morte, Delamore is his name, of death and love, of love. But anyway, not going to talk about that one. I'm
But
doing
he just
this.
did.
Craig Dennis had to do this.
God, I can't believe you're bringing this one up.
Man, this movie
Now,
sucks.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh,
It does suck. And you know what makes it suck even more?
Is that it's actually based on a good book?
The book is based on this phenomenal. Here,
written by
the way,
Alan Moore.
Alan Moore.
Who's
who
Alan
took
Moore?
his name. Alan Moore is reinvented the Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Wrote Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote V for Vendetta.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much redefined, some argue,
Comics?
comics.
Yeah.
Also, The Killing Joke. You forgot The Killing Joke.
Yes, he wrote a lot of stuff. But
I didn't know. I forgot that he wrote The Killing Joke.
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, as a comic book series, runs up until modern days. It does different things. There's always been a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. There's a little bit of an allusion to that in the movie. They walk by a picture that has people that predate them. Here's what went wrong with the movie. Now,
Everything.
I like the movie
It's a dreadful film.
for what it is, which is just
A piece of
popcorn entertainment.
It is.
Now, the funny part about this, though, is the problem started to go wrong, and Alan Moore took his name off of this. If you look at this, you will not find his name.
But no, he
anywhere
also
on it.
took his name off of Watchmen as well.
Yeah, he takes
and Watchmen's not a terrible film. It's not. It's just that comic books is pretty faithful.
Yeah.
But the story behind this has
It's
Sean
miscast.
Connery in it. Sean Connery. And the story behind Sean Connery being in it is he had turned down 2 movies because he didn't understand them.
One was The Matrix.
One was The Matrix. He was originally going to be Morpheus.
Morpheus.
And then the other one was a little film called Lord of the Rings.
Rings.
Most people haven't heard of it. Went on to make some money, though.
Mm-hmm.
And he literally said, I don't care about the next script. If I don't understand it, obviously that's what's successful these days. So he signed up to play Alan Quatermain, famous literary character, in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. he and the director hated each other.
The director who did Blade, the
Yes.
first one.
Stephen Norrington.
Stephen Norrington. And there's actually only one
Ruined
scene.
and killed League of
Yeah.
Extraordinary Gentlemen, killed his career.
Killed his career. But the funny part is, you can go back and you can look at this on YouTube. Their set was destroyed by flooding where they were filming. It was tsunami level flooding, destroyed a lot of homes, and they all agreed that they would do a charity thing for it. The only time Norrington and Connery, they're literally sitting together and they don't even make eye contact, is when they were pleading for money to help with the charity. The film goes off the rails for a couple different reasons, several different reasons.
It's a piece of shit.
The funny part about it was they Americanized it. That's the first critique I will give you. The main character, Tom Sawyer's in it. Huck Finn's been killed. If you do read Twain, he implies that Tom Sawyer did go on to become a police officer or whatever else. They try to build that in. None of that is in the original. They're all the British characters. They try to make the characters not what they are literary. The reason I enjoy the film is because of what it could be. And if I turn off my brain, I enjoy it. But I also enjoy blenders if I turn off my brain.
Is this going somewhere?
Yeah.
This is almost like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
What I will say about the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, though, is
A crappy villain, too. James.
It's one of the last films. Actually, the one part they did get faithful to the comic is Oscar Wilde.
Dorian Gray.
Dorian Gray, that scene is
One of
almost
us has a
faithful to the
PhD.
comic. But it is, no, it's not a great film, but I do enjoy it. If it's on, I will stop just for some of the Sean Connery lines.
It is so bad, Sean Connery has never made another movie.
Yep.
He's done some voice work, though.
That is his last film.
Yeah, he walked
That's
away.
his last film.
He walked away with his piles of money and just left.
And his superstardom, right?
Yeah,
Where are we at on time?
We're
good?
Well, I got one more.
Well, go ahead. One more.
All right. I'm going to bring up this one.
Because I have a whole...
Yeah,
I have a whole... But this one's epic.
We'll come back to this.
This one is
though.
epic. So, another movie you cannot find a copy of. The tagline for this movie is, the movie with kids in it. I am, of course, bringing up 1986's Hawk Jones.
I've never heard of it.
Have you heard of Hawk Jones, James?
I can honestly say, is that a sequel to Condor Man?
No, it is not.
Then nobody cares.
Hawk Jones is
Was it before Hudson Hawk?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when Hudson Hawk came out. Probably. I think Hudson
Which
Hawk.
is another movie that sucks.
Yeah, Hawk Jones is a gritty crime drama
Yeah.
with a cast full of children in the roles.
So it basically, let me go ahead and
I've never heard of this.
Let me pull a scarlet letter here. So basically, you're telling me it's Oliver Twist or
No, it's seriously. No, they play grown-ups. It's in a world where grown-ups don't exist. I'm assuming, and
They never
they're all
bothered
just
to
at work,
explain it, right?
But there's the children are they're about between 7 and 9 years old. It's told like a straight crime drama. There's a gangster named Tony Montana archetype.
Aren't you drinking from the jug, buddy?
yeah. I mean, if he's going to keep talking about
This
this,
movie is all over the place. So for example,
Chug. Hashtag chug.
Hawk
chug.
Jones is trying to investigate this mobster who, by the way, has a device.
Something brilliant's going on to your left of him.
I wouldn't say it's brilliant, but anyway. So
Him and Dale Earnhardt love that Diet Mountain Dew.
extreme. This movie is extreme.
Oh,
So
God.
the mobster has a device that can make people turn to dust for some reason.
so it's a weapon from Batman.
Yeah.
The movie.
There's a sword fight between Hawk Jones, the lead actor, and the Tony Montana
I have
archetype.
never heard of this movie.
Oh,
And this is a crap movie that you still enjoy.
He doesn't know it.
I hadn't seen it. It's not available. You can't find it anywhere. But I
Did you
watched
look for
it
it on YouTube?
Yes, it's on the trailer. The YouTube. It's on YouTube. The trailer. Highly recommend you go and see this. So an example, a movie that can't get made today. All the kids are going around killing each other with machine guns. Hawk Jones at the end, he has a machine gun. He has a bow and arrow. He has the bows that Rambo uses that explode. Knives. He puts grenades into his pocket.
You've drove him to drinking.
I cannot tell you how epic this movie is on a grand scale. And like the guns are not, when they fire the guns, it's animated fire that's coming out of them. This movie is amazing.
All right.
And I watched it hundreds of times when I was a kid.
We're ending on Hawk Jones, a
Hawk
movie
Jones.
only one of
That
us
literally sounds like
says exists.
That's what I was gonna say. Is this one of those things like Smokey is the Bandit, where there's some people that are like, or what was
It was on a
But we could do a whole episode about that, Smokey and the Bandit 3.
Yes.
And how there was another, they think there was another movie shot, and they went back, and yeah, anyway.
But anyway.
conspiracy theories like the Sinbad genie movie that people swear exists?
Hawk Jones was on a VHS tape, was on a double-header VHS tape for me. Hawk Jones was number 2. Number 1, No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan.
I prefer the quiet dignity of DC Cap.
And Stone Cold. And on that note, let's go ahead.
Let's wrap it up. We're ending on such a high note.
So, I want to thank you all for
I'm just going to
coming
point
in
out
and
you
listening.
spelled Jaimin Hunsu's name wrong.
Yeah, I put Dickmon.
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 The Jamaican superhero.
What were you looking for? Dickmon.
He defeats his foes with mushroom slaps.
Mushroom
That's
tattoo.
wrong with you.
So, anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this episode. Tune back next week. In a few weeks, we're going to have some special things coming on that we're going to be able to announce. We're actually really excited about, but we can't talk about it right now. So, just keep on tuning in. We appreciate the people who do. Keep sharing us. You can contact me on Facebook or at Evil Joe, Chad.
At Bonehead Chad.
He's terrible with it. And James.
1740 EDU.
The hell's wrong with you? Stifle!
Stifle, eat it.
Stifle, eat it!
Anyway, who the hell are you?
At James Thomas.
That's the less
you
tasty version of Skittles.
So share us, watch us, listen to us on iTunes. Thank you so much. Bonehead out. Toodles.
Bye-bye. He said toodles.
I say toodles at the end of every episode.
You really should come up with... I'm gonna break your hand!
Take criticism from a guy sitting next to a guy with a hand up a cat's ass.
Hawk Jones, look it up.
Hawk Jones.